Okay, let's see. Can I swing like Dan Alton? And who is Dan Alton? He's a professional golfer in Raleigh, North Carolina, with a bit of an unconventional golf swing. This swing is more in the frontal plane and not so much in the transverse plane around behind the golfer. The downswing actually begins with a casting of the wrists from the top. It gives you more club head speed. The forearms rotate counterclockwise on the downswing, and that's different than the usual clockwise rotation which you see with shallowing. Dan feels like his wrists do this earlier in the downswing. You can see that the left wrist is extended and is moving toward the right thigh on the downswing. This is how it actually looks on video, so the difference between feel and real. So I like to have some extension of my left wrist at the top. Seems to give me a little more club head speed that way. Again, the casting from the top gives that feeling of that I'm really trying to accelerate through impact. My right shoulder goes down, but not out toward the ball as I approach impact. The club face is perpendicular to the swing plane just after impact. Swinging in the frontal plane with minimal hip rotation and not very much forearm rotation. The club moves up and in front of me, again in the frontal plane. My hands start a little closer to my body. They're a little lower than what I've done in the past. I'm extending my left wrist. You can see the club face is starting to open up a little bit. And again, I have some extension of that left wrist at the top of my backswing, which is a relatively short backswing. Downswing feels like the early casting from the top. And again, the left hand moving toward my right thigh. The left wrist is extended and heading closer to my body on the downswing. Again, there is really minimal rotation of the hips at impact. It's more of an upper body type swing. Club face is still perpendicular to the swing plane when the shaft is parallel to the ground. And again, the club shaft is more vertical and in front of me as I go to the finish. The club handle will actually point toward the target at the finish. So here's a few actual swings. Again, the left wrist is extended at the top. Again, for me, a feeling of casting and forearms rotating counterclockwise. Really minimal hip rotation in this type of swing. The left wrist is extended at the top from down the line here. It's a pretty straight shot. Again, the feeling of early casting and the left wrist moving to extension. Another pretty straight shot. Do not pull on the handle on the downswing. That's your typical shallowing type of move. Dan does not like that. So you can see the YouTube videos at Dan Alton Golf Instruction. They're, again, pretty unconventional, but pretty interesting. And thanks for watching. This is Stephen Vig in San Antonio, Texas.